The anemone clock is a feisty little alarm clock with a bit more personality.
Okay.
It's designed to rumble, tremble, and literally bounce off your bedside when the alarm sounds.
Our judges liked Aaron's aggressive alarm clock, and he got the important wake-up call in the auditions.
You're an Everyday Edison.
You're kidding? That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Oh, that rocks. Thank you so much. That's so cool. That'd be nice. Like, it's nice to get recognition because it helps you out a little bit. But also sometimes just inside you're like, yeah, I did that. You know, it's like you see it in the streets, you're like, I did that one for you.
With his industrial design training at both MIT and Harvard, Aaron's prototype is well thought out, but the project team has differing opinions.
Would you ever want this thing bouncing around your bedroom?
The second the clock was presented to the screening room, I saw great potential for a brand that could be built around a modern style, something edgy that could be definitely targeted to a younger audience.
Product development begins as industrial designers put pen to many sheets of paper. But they want to improve the basic design of this clock that wakes you up by moving or vibrating.
We're trying to branch from something that stays on your nightstand and something that you just engage with to turn on and off, to something that you actually sleep with or something that you would run around the room to chase. And so the idea with a character is, what can this alarm clock do? The aesthetics need to reference what the function is, what it does.
Changes that need to be made. Definitely the integration of the display in a more stylistic manner, something that fits the contours of it being a sphere and being something that is a more circular and round object. I mean, we can't just slap a LCD display in there. We really need to integrate it into the styling and character of the product.
The designers narrow down their ideas and meet the entire project team, which expects some new ideations.
You know, it was originally presented to us as an anemone clock, and I think we've kind of moved away from that into some other design directions. So I'm expecting to review some design directions and actually come at a unified decision about which ways we're going to proceed from here.
So we really explored some really different ideas and then kind of brought it back to a user scenario that we think is new and innovative, not just a form study that's innovative. There's a lot of anxiety about the clock at night, and there are people who peer at the clock throughout the night and watch minutes pass or hours pass. So one of the concepts was disguising the time function until the time you wake so that you're not having that constant interaction with the clock.
The clock has morphed into several innovative new possibilities. Maybe an egg shape, or more of a character. It could even be a collapsible sphere. Either way, vibration and sound will be what wakes you up, and it might even have a snooze button.
So it'd be nice if you could pick it up and like
push a button and see it,
or clench it or something and see what time it is.
Yeah.
If you're you know in one of those nights where you're paranoid about oversleeping.
Yeah. Next phase, Kevin's taking it on from standpoint of creating these functional models to test and evaluate the concepts. Can we really do what we talked about? Can we collapse it? Can we manipulate the outer sphere? Can we have this remote access or setting to the sphere?
Engineer Kevin Dahlquist is already working on one prototype that would vibrate and pancake into a smaller shape.
We want this thing to rock pretty dramatically, and we have an added complication in that we need to maintain a telescoping axis throughout the product. So we can't really spin around just one side or the other. We've got one axis that's already interrupted by the fact that this needs to telescope.
Using a series of rings, Kevin thinks the center could hold the clock's motor, battery, and LCD display.
You can see how this nests. These have limit mates applied to them, so when this hits the bottom, right there, it pulls the next one down, and so on and so forth until it's completely recessed within the center components. Same thing happens on this side. And this is the volume that we have to put our components in. And I've put part of this component in. This is the eccentric ring gear arm. We want this to be real elegant in the way that it's created so that when it's expanded or compressed, it just kind of looks like a no-brainer. And when as a consumer, you look at it and you're like, oh, that's simple. That's pretty easy. I could probably do that in an hour or whatever. But in reality, with all the complicated mechanisms that we have going on in here, it's very challenging.